Now, if you're losing faith in no contact, are looking for motivation, or are wondering whether to do it at all, you've come to the right place. We're going to talk about how going no contact affects your ex's brain. These powerful effects are based in psychology, and they will improve your chances with your ex without you having to do anything at all, other than keeping your distance for 30 days. Now let's talk about how the no contact strategy taps into your ex's psychology and reprograms their brain. Number one, no contact forces your ex to feel the full repercussions of breaking up. Okay, this is big. Maybe the biggest in terms of how it affects your ex's psychology. By fully shutting down all communication with your ex, especially if you engage in no contact fairly soon after the breakup, you're essentially sending your ex into withdrawal. They're forced to experience the full impact of breaking up suddenly and completely without any time to slowly learn to live without you. They probably knew that breaking up meant that you were going to be around less often and slowly fade out of their day-to-day routine. But most people don't imagine a breakup being immediate and total. I can't underestimate how big of an impact this can have on your ex's emotions and overall attitude towards breaking up. By dropping off of their radar entirely, by being inaccessible and ensuring you're not around to slowly fade out of their life as they get used to seeing and talking to you less and less often, you're hitting them with an emotional bombshell they probably weren't expecting. If this sounds harsh and almost cruel, I guess it is to some degree. It's basically like forcing your ex to experience the worst possible post-breakup emotions and heartache. But if your ex dumped you, or even if it was mutual, it's not unreasonable to shut down communication with them for a while. No one can reasonably expect their ex to act like nothing's changed after a breakup, and it's not unfair to go cold turkey on your ex by engaging in no contact, even though it will be more painful for your ex than if you continue to talk to them regularly. And quite frankly, this is the point. Going no contact will cause your ex maximum post-breakup heartache. It will be harder for them than if you hang around and continue to be their friend, text them constantly, or allow yourself to remain a big part of their life. If you want your ex back, if you're going to get serious about ensuring a second chance with this person, then you need to use no contact to give your ex this kind of cold turkey, maximum heartache breakup experience. Again, as cruel as it sounds, this is going to ensure your ex misses you like crazy. It ensures that you won't get caught up in drama or hang around your ex as their backup plan while they test out their single life. And basically, it's the only truly effective way to ensure your ex has a tough time dealing with the breakup. Number two, no contact creates mystery and intrigue. Moving on to another way no contact can rewire your ex's brain, and that's by creating mystery and leaving them wondering. This is basically as simple as it sounds. By not talking to your ex, they'll have no idea what you're up to and why you've gone quiet all of a sudden. Even if you have to break no contact for some reason, as long as you don't get into any meaningful discussions with your ex during this no contact phase, they're going to quickly start wondering what's up with you. Within a few days of not hearing from you, it's almost certain that their mind will drift to thoughts of you and what you're up to. Usually by the halfway point of your no contact period, a couple of weeks after you start, they'll begin to formulate possible explanations as to what you're up to in their mind. They'll quickly start to fear the worst. Is my ex seeing someone new? Did they not love me as much as I thought they had? What if they've already moved on, even though I'm still sitting here trying to get over them? And most importantly, they'll start to worry that they'll lose you for good. Your ex may be an intelligent, rational person and tell themselves not to fear the worst, but most people can't help but worry, and can't help but feel a sense of urgency and panic, not knowing why you've dropped off their radar and what you've been up to. Trust me, this kind of urgency and worry is ideal if you want to get them back. And in a lot of cases, it can lead your ex to change their mind and ask for you back on their own. The fear of potentially losing you for good before they've had a chance to come to grips with the life without you, or before they're ready to commit to a permanent breakup, is a huge factor in getting them to rethink the breakup and take you back. Even if your ex is particularly strong-willed and doesn't cave in the sense of urgency, no contact will still lead them to wonder what you're up to and how you've managed to just disappear. It'll force them to think of worst-case scenarios where you're already dating someone new, and it'll put you at the top of their mind for large parts of the day. The more your ex is thinking about you, wondering what's going on with you, and wishing they knew how you were feeling, the better it is for your chances of getting them back. Number 3, no contact will surprise your ex. Let's start with the simple one. When you employ a period of no contact after breaking up, even if it's not for a few weeks or even months after the initial breakup, it's almost always going to be unexpected and surprising for your ex. They will not be expecting you to simply drop off the face of the earth. I know many of you may think to yourself, well, Dave, my ex is different. And that's true, everyone is different, but in my experience, your ex is almost certainly not going to be expecting you to go full no contact on them. So why does this matter? Well, it matters because anything you do that your ex is not expecting after a breakup is going to cause them to have some doubts and second thoughts. Now, if your breakup was really ugly, if it ended with your ex telling you to never contact them again, the effect will be less than if your breakup was mutual or very friendly and free of drama. But either way, to some extent, simply by doing the unexpected, your ex will be forced to question their decision. They'll realize that the way they imagined your breakup playing out may not be as true or accurate after all. Again, this isn't always going to have a big impact on your chances of getting them back by itself. But anytime you can shatter your ex's expectations and show them a different side of you, it's going to plant a seed of doubt in the back of their mind and make them less confident about the idea of breaking up in the first place. Number 4, no contact ensures you don't make mistakes. Now let's change the direction a bit here, because there's another way no contact will affect your ex's psychology. It will prevent you from saying or doing something in the heat of the moment that you'll regret or will hurt your chances of getting them back. Because people screw things up with their exes every single day. It only takes a few simple mistakes and you've missed your chances for good. So by employing no contact, you give yourself a period of time to cool off, think things through, formulate a plan, and generally ensure you never make a mistake that will cause your ex to further lose attraction for you or further cement their belief that breaking up was the right choice. In other words, by not letting yourself accidentally say something that will ruin your shot, you're ensuring that you don't further damage your ex's opinion of you or give them any reasons to believe they've definitely made the right choice. If you're wondering where you stand with your ex right now, if you're wondering whether you've maybe made mistakes that might hurt your chances or have blown up your shot for good, take 5 minutes to complete the free quiz at xbackquiz.com. Answer a few simple questions about your situation and your ex, and then you'll get a detailed results report showing your current chances of successfully getting back together. Again, it's free and it just takes a few minutes. So go to xbackquiz.com and try it out. Number 5, no contact gives you time to improve your life. Now please, before you sigh and think this is just filler or meaningless, hear me out. The time you spend apart from your ex during no contact is critical to how things go with your ex once you start to reconnect with them. I've said this in many of my past videos, so I won't labor the point again, but you have to use no contact productively. You can't just spend the full month ignoring your ex, sitting at home on your couch counting down the days. You need to find it within yourself to use that time to be productive, bolster your social life, work towards your life goals, and just generally do fun and interesting stuff. How can this help rewire your ex's brain and make them want you back? Well, once you start talking to your ex again after no contact, or even if they hear about it through mutual friends or social media posts, being busy, social, and productive is going to give you plenty of things to talk about with your ex. It's going to make you appear like you're thriving, like the breakup hasn't really affected you, or better yet, has been a kick in the butt that led you to do some things that you've been putting off for some time. In other words, you'll have plenty of cool stuff to tell your ex about. You'll sound like you've been busy living an awesome life while you were in no contact, and you'll appear confident and successful, which is usually the odd opposite of what your ex will be expecting. I could keep going on about why no contact can help you change your ex's mind after the 30 days are up, but I'll leave it there for now. Just remember that what you do during no contact can greatly affect how your ex perceives you after it ends. And this, of course, is another way it helps to end up back together. Now let's move on to the final way no contact affects your ex's psychology. Number 6, no contact makes your ex miss you like nothing else. Of the 6 things I've covered in this video, this final one is probably the most important and the most impactful when it comes to getting your ex back. Nothing, and I really mean that in a literal sense, nothing will make your ex miss you more than disappearing from their life for a month or so. A lot of people will worry that no contact will give their ex time to move on, time to get over them, and I totally understand that concern. It does make sense, at least on the surface, but this is a completely backwards way of thinking about things. Instead, you should be asking yourself, what can I do in 30 days to make my ex miss me and think about me more than just disappearing? If you think about it that way, you'll realize that no contact is by far the best way to make your ex wish you were still around. To make them think about you, long for you, and focus on the positive things you brought to their life when you were still together. After all, if you suddenly and unexpectedly lose someone or something from your life, if I suddenly took away your phone or your laptop or your TV, something you take for granted and use every day, you're going to miss it a lot more than if it slowly and gradually faded away from your daily life, right? Now, the same thing goes for your ex. You can't do anything more to make them miss you than to simply vanish from their life as suddenly, completely, and as reasonably as possible. This is often enough to make your ex come back to you asking for a second chance. I've seen it happen many, many times. Will this happen for you? I can't guarantee it, but it's definitely a possibility. At least if your situation isn't too dire and you handle things correctly. Regardless of what happens, engaging in no contact will ensure that you're making your ex miss you as much as humanly possible. And not only that, but it also taps into another aspect of human psychology, our hardwired tendency to forget and let go of negative memories and focus on the happy, nostalgic ones. The longer you're apart during no contact, the more likely it is they'll forget about your flaws and the reasons they wanted to break up. The more they'll focus on the best parts of your relationship and character, and they'll become nostalgic. By the end of your period of no contact, they'll probably care far less about the original reasons for the breakup. They'll forget about the many of the little things that you did or the problems that plagued your old relationship, and instead be thinking about all the good stuff you brought to their life, wishing they could have that back again. Alright everybody, that's 6 ways that the no contact strategy will affect your ex's brain and change how they think about you and your potential future together. I hope you found this helpful, and I hope you now have a better idea about what goes on inside your ex's brain when you employ a period of no contact. Please trust in the proven effectiveness of no contact and find the strength to stick to it even when it feels impossible. You can get through it. You will be maximizing your shot at getting your ex back, and you probably will end up back together sooner than later. Again, don't forget to check out xbackquiz.com right now to get a better idea of your current chances. That's it for now. Thanks so much for your likes and subscribes. Thanks for watching to the end, and best of luck out there.